Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to Got Next Gaming and some Madden 18 coverage here with our New York Jets rebuild. That's right, this is our realistic rebuild. None of that fantasy garbage where we draft a bunch of superstars to try to win. We are getting ready to start our 2019 season here. We are in week 1. We have our rookie quarterback that we just drafted on the roster, and we are going to let him start and do his thing. Let's see what he does here in the first game. Can't slow Mosley is the line. They win the game, and they're 1-0 here. But we have 2 injuries on the team. Let's see what happens here when we do this. And we have, Donahue, Williams, and Rodgers are all going to be out for multiple weeks here. And that's going to kind of hurt the defense there a little bit, but that's okay. We'll work with it. We'll make it work, and it doesn't seem to be that'll be too much of an effect. But we have this rookie on the roster. We're letting him start the season, even though he's kind of an 80 overall, along with Garoppolo. And Garoppolo looks like the better quarterback on paper, but we're willing to take a chance to develop this kid right away out of the gates, being that he is such an athlete. So let's sim ahead to the midpoint and see what we can get out of this Jets team. Now that we have our new young franchise quarterback, that's what we're going to call him. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that he can impress. And it looks like the Jets are going to start off 3-4 here. 3 wins, 4 losses. Getting ready to take on the 4-3 Dallas Cowboys. But before we do that, we need to take a look and see Eli Rogers coming back from injury. So that'll help as we get back one of our top wide receivers. And we're going to take a look at the injury report as it stands now halfway through the season. So it looks like we have Jenkins on the injury list, and DeMarcus Saunders, our halfback, is on the injured list as well for 5 weeks. 2 more weeks left for Jordan Jenkins, who is one of our starting linebackers. But we're going to go again and invest a ton of time and effort into the draft, which is kind of how we do things here. We're going to be looking for an elite wide receiver to kind of take over the reins here, as we have to build up the wide receiving core now that we've built the offensive line and we've invested in a quarterback. We're going to take a look at some cornerbacks here as well, because it's always tough to find a cornerback in this game. I don't know what it is about doing rebuilds in Madden and trying to find a decent elite cornerback. There's just none to be found no matter what you do or no matter how hard you try. So we're going to go ahead and invest some of our points here, mostly, as you can see, in cornerbacks and wide receivers, trying to fill these 2 skill positions that are much needed for our roster going forward if we want to develop a contender or even a playoff contender. At this point, we're taking a look at all of them that are available. And of course, we need a center as well. And that's something we have to think about going forward, because we don't have a very strong center either. And you all know how I feel about how we have to build on the offensive line first, right? So we take a look at our rookie, 2,150 yards with 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 62% completion ratio with 307 yards per game. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all, especially for a rookie starting off here in his first season. It looks like the Jets may have found a quarterback finally, and that's what we're kind of hoping for. So we take a look at here, and Jaron Seamster is doing his duty as we expect him to do. 358 is the yards over a 3.1 average with 3 touchdowns. So for halfway through the season, we would expect more. But Jermaine Kearse is leading the way with receptions and yardage, and we'll take a look at Knighton, Stewart, Anderson as well, as Stewart has the lead for touchdowns right now for this unit here, as, again, wide receiving is something we got to focus on going forward if we want to develop a playoff contending team here with the Jets, now that we have what seems to be a quarterback. It's only the rookie season, so it's too soon to tell just yet, but we might have something here with this kid if he keeps developing the way he's starting off his rookie year, right? So, I mean, he's spreading the ball around well. You could see the mix of touchdowns across the team, not just one person who's being targeted the most here or anything like that. He's kind of spreading the ball around very nicely. We'll take a look at our defense, and Ali Boyd, who is one of our middle linebackers, is up there at the top of the list with Darren Lee, as we expect it to be. They're kind of always sitting at the top lately. Swift is up there, the cornerback, as well as Jamal Adams, our strong safety, and Burns, the right outside linebacker that we drafted as well, is kind of close to the top there. He's a rookie. He's got 40 tackles, 2.5 sacks, looking pretty decent with his 3 tackles for a loss as well. That's Rayshawn Burns, rookie out of UCLA. We like the way he looks. so far going into this. But Ali Boyd is a bit of an unexpected for us. We didn't expect to see him sitting at the top. Mo Wilkerson coming around and looking like the Mo Wilkerson we expect with 7 sacks halfway through the year. That's not too bad. He's on pace to get 14 sacks for the season. I'll take that. If he can get 14 sacks, I will take that. I will take 10 at this point. And Leonard Williams, though he's up there, only has 2.5 sacks. We'll take a look at the offense and the defense here, and we will see their points scored is 17th in the league, and the points allowed is 31st in the league. So we still have some work to do here with this defense for sure. Something we're going to have to kind of consider going forward. We could also see the stats leaders on the left side there, with Seamster and Mosley and Jermaine Kearse kind of leading the way for this team, and still some building to do for sure. It's definitely headed in the right direction. This boat is steering the right way as far as I'm concerned. You guys let me know what you think. You guys let me know what moves you think we should make here going forward. What should we work on? I think it's wide receivers and cornerbacks to kind of build a stronger unit here. We need those skill positions. Very much so. So now we're going to sim ahead to the end of the season like we normally do, to the playoff point of it. I don't expect to make the playoffs. We still have some work to do, like we said, and we definitely do not make the playoffs here. As we can see that, we're going forward. We're going to have to advance ahead. And it looks like Mosley is available to play again, so he's returning from injury. Morris Claiborne is on the injury list now at this point with 1 week left, so he must have gotten hurt in somewhere along the season. We'll have to look to see how much Mosley was hurt for, how long he was hurt for, but he's an 83 overall right now. And yeah, that's definitely what we want to see out of a young rookie quarterback. We want to see him developing the right way, and it looks like he's headed in the right direction as well. Although that offensive line is taking a hit confidence-wise, we'll have to see how that's going to affect things moving forward as well. We can see the defensive unit at this point at the end of the season. So we'll take a look at yards again. Looks like offensively we're 22nd overall in yards and 29th overall in defense. So still sitting at the bottom of the list here in ranks. We're 25th overall in scoring points, and we are 33rd in points allowed. I don't even think there's 33 teams in the league, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We know we have work to do. So we take a look here. We can see that looks like Garoppolo played for a little bit as well, and Mosley finished off with 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. So he didn't play much more after we took a look at him. He's only 9 games played there. We could see that, and it looks like Garoppolo came in and contributed 1,700 yards with 10 touches and 12 interceptions, which is not what we expect, especially out of Garoppolo. We thought we would have a better back there. Seems to have led the way for all running backs in quite some, as with 892 yards and 3.6 carries, average per carry, with 6 touchdowns. Taking a look at the receiving core here, we could see that Kearse is at the top at 1,100 yards, although Knighton did have the lead in touchdowns with 6, and Stewart and Kearse both had 5 as well. And Jaron Seamster comes in here with 4 touchdowns on 33 catches and 460 yards. Not too bad looking there as well. But we're going to have to take a look and see what the defense has done for us, as that's going to be our biggest question mark going into the offseason. We'll take a look at the sacks first. Tay Patterson giving up 21 sacks over a course of a season is way too much for a left tackle. He is young and he is developing, so we will give him an opportunity to develop. And we see that Darren Lee leads the way for all of our players and linebackers, 126 tackles. Rayshawn Burns second with 99 tackles and 4.5 sacks and an interception, 4 tackles for a loss. Not too shabby right there. Jamal Adams, 96 tackles. Ali Boyd, 94 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Looking pretty good there as we go down the list, and we can see Williams, Jenkins, and Marcus May as well. Mo Wilkerson looks like he has 9 sacks for the season, so only picked up 2 more the rest of the way, but that's okay. Again, I said I would have been happy with 10, and he got 9, so we're close. 75 tackles, we'll take that. Looks like Mosley almost gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. If he didn't get hurt and they just didn't finish 4-12, he might have had something there, as he gets close and he comes in second. And Rayshawn Burns wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for his linebacking efforts, and he's an 88 overall already before even getting into his second season here. So we do have some decisions to make. We have to go and re-sign some players. We do want Darren Lee back. Middle linebackers seem to be tough to get in this version of Madden as well, so we're going to go ahead and try to sign him, and he's happy with what we have to offer him. We'll take a look at Jordan Jenkins. We want him back. I kind of like the way he looks. I like his upside, but he wants to play for a new team next year. That's fine. Go ahead, take a walk. I don't really care. Justin Burris, we want to see him back again because we know that cornerbacks are really tough to find, and he's happy to sign with us and continue as well. So we'll take that. Kind of happy with that happening there. And Lack Edwards here, I mean, it's just a punter. We'll take him. We'll re-sign him and do what we got to do. So we take a look at free agency, and Drew Brees is at the top of the list again. Here is Neal, strong safety, but we have a strong safety that we're happy with. And here is Jones, 25 years old, 87 overall for middle linebacker. Very tempting for us right there, as we know we do have a hole kind of in the middle of things there. But with Darren Lee and Ali Boyd, I kind of feel comfortable moving forward. We could see LaShawn McCoy, 86 overall is available, as well as Davis in the strong safety position. And there's Phillip Rivers, 38 years old, 84 overall. But we think we have our quarterback. This is tempting here for Tunsil, Laramie Tunsil, 26 years old, 84 overall for a left tackle. He would be an upgrade over Tate Patterson, but not by much. And I think I want to still give Tate Patterson an opportunity here to try to do some things. Not really interested in the halfbacks. We kind of have two decent ones. Edelman's sitting there as well. That looks pretty interesting. As well as Corey Coleman. He's 26 years old. He's an 83. Good speed right here, as he's a speed wide receiver. And he's got good catch and spectacular catch numbers as well. We're going to make him an offer. And we kind of sit at the top of the list there with 95 points. Hopefully we can get something out of that. But he rejects our contract and he'll go sign elsewhere, even though we kind of had the lead there. Probably didn't like our organization or the amount of wins that we had. Probably looking for a contender at this point. So here's Tajay Sharp, a wide receiver who's a 78 overall. He's got decent upside numbers as well as far as route running and catching goes. We're going to make him an offer as nobody else has. 85 points. We should have that one in the bag. It shouldn't be too hard to be able to go and get him at a 78. And we definitely need that upgrade. His curse is now headed on the way down. So we went after Robinson as well, but he rejected our contract. And Sharp accepted our contract. So we do add to our wide receiving core, which is now getting pretty deep. But we still don't have a stud wide receiver yet. And that's one of those things that we're definitely going to need as we head here into the draft. Something we got to consider. But we have the number 3 pick. We're going to take a look at the offers that are available to us to see if there's anything we want to kind of pick up here to move ourselves down a little bit, as we don't really need a quarterback. So we're going to see if we want anything a little bit later on and take one of these offers here. Before we do this, take a look and see what's available. Long Coleman, right end, who's an early first rounder, 7.2 combine grade. We take a look at the wide receiver Ellison, who's a 7.1 combine grade, A- spectacular catch. Here's Covington, the cornerback that we know we need that as well, 6.8. with a B- zone coverage and a B- in the man coverage. And we took a look at Terrell, who looks like one of the better quarterbacks in the draft there. And we might have to pass up at this point. We'll go pick up a later pick here in the round, possibly. And we're going to take Cincinnati's offer. They're offering us their first round pick next season and then their pick from this season as well. So we take a look again here. We have Terrell still available, and then Allen Rowe too. And then Marquise Bolden. We're going to take a chance here on Allen Rowe. He was considered 14th, and we picked him at 10. He's a superstar, 81 overall. He will be starting right away. I thought he looked a little bit better than Terrell. Not really sure. We're going to find out as we go along, but I do like the numbers here for man coverage, 84, zone 83, and acceleration is a 91 along with a 90 agility and 85 press. This guy can turn into something going down the road there. And with superstar development, we should be able to develop him pretty quickly, as he looks like a, dare I say, Darrelle Revis type of player moving forward with his man-to-man skills. So now we're going to move ahead to our second selection here. We have Jamie Al-Jabbar, who is a defensive tackle, another need position for us. He's ranked 8th, and we pick him up at 35, and he is an 80 overall. This is a great pick for us here in the second round. Nice move here, I figure, with the 86 block shedding. Should make a difference right away on that defensive line. Now we need a wide receiver, and we go out and pick up Sean Ramsauer, who's a 67, and we reached. He's ranked 260, and we wrapped him at 67, 95 speed, and we kind of reached on that one. You know, it is what it is, right? So we'll take a look as we sim ahead to see what else we pick up. We pick up Phelan, who's a cornerback as well at 71 overall, and then Dyer, who's a cornerback as well at 71 overall, moving forward there. Looking pretty good as we sim the rest of the draft, as I got discouraged after the whole Ramsauer thing. I was like, you know what am I doing? This is ridiculous. Wasn't really happy with those picks, but those first two picks should make a big difference for us as we take a look to see what the team looks like now. Starting off, we have Rowe starting out and Al-Jabbar starting out as well in the defense, as we really didn't answer the questions on the offensive side of the ball, but we'll have to figure that out going forward. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Please leave your comments below. Leave a like for the video. It helps the channel. We will pick this up again when we get to season 2020. We are in the preseason now. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you around the channel, and bye-bye now.